welcome everybody to the first ever podcast version of Hillbilly Therapy. I've kind of been hitting at a little bit of a post of some changes, so we're going from a video cast to a podcast now, so you can take us anywhere you like. And we're going to bring in, because I'm tired of talking to just myself, bring in the guy behind the camera, Mr. Dan Fraley. How you doing, Dan?
Doing good today. Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to Hillbilly Therapy, where we're here to answer your questions, and we're going to try to help you the best that we can. Wanted to kind of explain a little bit as to why we made the changes and everything. A lot of it was behind the scenes. We would talk and everything and trying to come up with the best answers, and found that, sometimes you just need two different people's opinion. It was me sitting there staring at a camera, and to be honest, it got weird, didn't it?
It can sometimes. You know.
When you're just talking to a camera, it feels weird, but we're here, and there's a lot of times where it's good to have a second opinion. And Dan grew up the country lifestyle too, so it was one of those. I said, you know what? I think having two different opinions on some of these topics would probably be a good thing.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's good to have that second opinion. We're not always going to agree. And like I said, honestly, I grew up in the middle of the boondocks, but I'll be first to tell you, Jake's a little more country than I am. Maybe more, maybe a lot more.
Probably a lot more.
Probably a lot more, yeah. I'm more of a survivor of the country, not necessarily someone who's embraced it, things like that. Jake's sort of the opposite.
Yeah,
so
I embrace the country a lot.
Country music and all that kind of stuff. I know of it, but it's not necessarily part of what I do. So
yeah, I think we're completely opposite. I'm the drinks way too much, and you don't drink at all.
I don't drink one bit, and that's always that thing that people look at me weird, like, oh, you don't drink? Like, no, I just, nothing against people that do. I just don't. I don't want to.
Which always makes them great to be. Always have a friend that doesn't drink, because you'll always have a designated driver.
Lifetime designated driver.
Yes,
all I've ever been.
And we're not talking about the driver that drank the least.
Yeah, the least drunk driver. No,
yes.
You could pull me over at any time, and I'm going to give you no blood alcohol content whatsoever.
I guarantee there's at least 4 people right now that are listening to this that just went, oh, come on, I've never gotten a DUI, and I'm always the DD.
Yeah, there are people right now there are people right now probably drunk, to be honest with you. Statistically, people are probably drunk right now listening to this. I don't know why you listen to a podcast drunk, but here we are.
I'm recording this podcast drunk.
He's recording it a little buzzed, not going to lie.
He looked over at me and just went, you're drunk now, aren't you? Like, yep.
I'm going to tell you this. This is actually a really elaborate intervention. We're here to talk. People are coming in.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. We're going to do a weekly intervention of my drinking, apparently.
We're going to do it on the air. Going to make it very public.
Yes, Yeah, so if you've ever been like, you know what, I'd like to have an intervention, but not actually have to go, well, we'll be here anytime you need it. Want to start off, first of all, if you guys do have questions to send us, you can go to facebook.com, look for Hillbilly Therapy, and send us a message, post up on the wall and ask us and just say, hey, Jake and Dan, I need help.
If you need help, honestly, if it's really serious, we are not the ones to talk to. But if it's anything you're just curious about, want to hear a country perspective on, by all means, one of the two of us will probably have a good idea, maybe. And so, yeah, send us your things to Facebook, to Hillbilly Therapy. Post it on the wall, message one of us. It's fine. More likely, if you message the page, you'll probably get a better response.
And we do have to put out this spoiler that we are not a legit therapy session, so please do not call us into court when things go wrong.
No, if you do, this is on you, because
it's on you.
You really should not take our advice really that seriously. If it's going to get you into a court situation, don't listen to us. Just don't do it.
It is a bad idea because, like I said, I've had a few beers, so we all know that one friend that you're like, you should never take advice from him when he's drinking.
Yeah.
But
meet that one friend.
Yes. Meet that one friend.
All right, so we'll start the first episode. We already have some questions. Lucky for you, we already have some questions in the chamber, so we're going to go over some of those questions just for the first episode. And then hopefully you'll start supplying more as time goes on, and we'll keep it going. But what do we have already?
All right. Well, first of all, we got a wonderful question in here, and it's kind of nice because as we're both parents. You have how old your boy?
He is 12.
He is 12. So we have an experienced,
Yeah.
and my boy is 2.
Yeah.
So this is actually coming in from a single mom. Hello.
Oh boy.
She says, I have 5 children under 10 years old.
What the hell?
No kidding.
No.
What's funny is I was trying to do the math because I was like 9 months plus. Good Lord, girl.
God. All right.
I'm just assuming that she's single because her husband died of
Just
exhaustion.
Yeah, that guy's like no electrolytes. Just,
yeah,
oh
man.
my God. All right.
All right, and she says, I can't get my kids to pick up the Legos. I'm tired of stepping on them with my bare feet, but I don't feel like I should have to wear shoes in my newly carpeted home.
Mm-hmm. How
How do I get these kids to listen to me?
All right. What do you think we should do, Jake?
I guess, the biggest thing, one, get the hell rid of the Legos. That's the biggest advice.
Yeah.
And because honestly, if they're not picking them up, okay, you got 5 kids. I mean, even if like 2 of them were all 5 of them are pretty much giving you the FU on that one. I said the Legos need to go. I mean, you can't get rid of the kids, so one of the 2's got to go, and one of them's illegal. So my advice would be to get rid of the Legos.
I think the first thing in any situation, if anyone's listening to this and they are not the person mentioned, the first step in all of this is always prevention. If you're in a situation where you could have children, there's nothing wrong with having children, being in a good situation. Don't have 5 children under 10 years old. That's the first step. Yeah. First step. You know how many 15-year-olds have Legos? None of them. Okay? My boy's 12. He's got some. He don't leave them on the floor. Okay? If they're under 10 years old, they shouldn't have, I get that they have Legos, but he's right. If you can't keep track of them, get rid of them. They see their piles.
The Legos. We're going to specify.
The Legos.
Get rid of the Legos.
The Legos. This ain't the 1950s.
We don't need a lawsuit on episode 1.
Way easier. It used to be way easier to get rid of a lot of children. The point is, it's 2018. We have to work at the Legos now. The Legos, a little plastic blocks. You can get rid of those way quicker and more legally, and you don't end up on an A&E show. But
if anything, just take them away from them for a while.
Take them away.
I mean, you don't necessarily got to throw them out with Thursday's trash.
Those are expensive.
Yeah, no kidding.
My God,
now,
expensive.
remember when we grew up when you could get the big box full of Legos for $6?
It's about $6. I got a bucket. Now it's like $50 because you're building the ship from Star Wars. And it's like 180,000 pieces.
I was going to say, where are you only getting it for $50?
I don't know.
Shopping at the wrong store.
Crack house.
Crap.
Point is, I'm just saying, the rock bottom prices, sure, it may be a knockoff from China. The point is, it's a ship, and it costs a lot of money, relatively. It's just ridiculous. But, yeah, if you're stumbling over that stuff, you need to get rid of them, or at least hold them up, just so they learn the lesson. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree with it. I feel like the Legos got to go.
Yep.
At least for a while.
Legos first.
You gotta lay the foot down.
Legos first, then the kids. But yes. Legos first.
Yes.
It's a warning shot.
But seriously though, girl, 5 kids under 10.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I am impressed. Like when when I first read that, I was like, I guarantee that woman drinks.
Oh, has to.
Oh my God! 5 kids.
Okay. First of all, let's call it what it is. First of all, 3 of them are the result of drinking. Let's call that what it is. Statistically, 3 of them are the result of her drinking in the first place. No one at that point has 2 or 3 children and goes, I'm going to keep going. No one does it consciously.
I think it'd be a good idea. Now, mind you, you're kind of screwed. But to anybody else out here listening to this, wait till they get old enough, after the terrible 2s, before you have another one.
Yeah.
Just so you can see kind of where you're going.
Stagger them. What I would do is stagger them so that the older kid can start cleaning up for the smaller kid. And just stagger them up that way.
That's true.
So at the very least, you might have to clean up after the first one. Maybe. But then after that, they'll just sort of police themselves, make it a little Fight Club type thing, let them work themselves out.
That, and I'm not going to lie, tonight I'm probably still going to be trying to do the math of the whole 9 months trying to figure out how quickly
I don't know.
Those things are happening because
it's a whole thing. I don't really know how that's going to work out.
I'm hoping this man's deceased. We may find out the guy in this picture may have 22 kids because apparently
Yeah,
every time they're doing it, he is popping out a kid like.
There's gonna be an episode of Maury coming up where they're gonna reference this.
God.
My God. All right.
I don't think if you can have enough kids to have an entire audience and the price is right.
That's true.
That's not a good idea.
They call out the kids. Nepotism. All right, what's the next question?
This one right here comes to us. It's a very interesting question that I've never honestly thought about in all my years. We both own houses and everything, so have you ever wondered why we mow our grass? It says, who started this madness? Why would anybody care about how long the grass is? And what are we doing to ourselves? First of all, this person is having a mental breakdown.
Absolutely.
On a keyboard over the grass.
This is the kind of guy who's in suburbia who's going to end up shooting up a mini mall. Like, that's how this goes. It's going to be it's going to start with like a question, and then it's going to end with like a standoff, and it's going to be on the news. The reason, let me say this. First of all, I think there's an extreme where you mow your lawn too much. I know people that do it multiple times a week. There's no need for that. Once a week at best, right?
Right.
So you can do it. Or if you're freaking Hank Hill, you know the kind of grass and all that bull crap. That's a little too much. However, mowing your grass at all, there's a reason for it. Because I lived in the country, and I used to live next to an abandoned lot. And when the grass is allowed to go on its own, it gets about waist high. There are villagers who live within it. There are animals. There are bugs. If you walk through a yard that has not been mowed in years, you're going to walk out with Lyme disease and probably a paternity suit. I'm just saying there's a reason to mow it to a point. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I agree, because, it's one of those, like, if you live out in the country, you can let it go for a few weeks. Yeah. And nobody's going to mind. Because, one, nobody cares.
Nobody's there.
First of all, most of the people, like, out in the country got, like, 9-10 acres. Damn, you just ain't got that much time in your day. Working full-time job, got to come home, mow the grass. You got to have beer drinking time.
My dad mowed 3 lawns. 3 lawns. Ours, our neighbors, and my grandma's. Yeah, we don't got time to do it every freaking week. You kidding me?
Right. But, like, if you're living, like, in suburbia, which I don't know how many people that are listening to this podcast right now live in suburbia, but we're here to talk to you, too. Because I have a feeling this is a suburbia person that asked me this question.
Probably.
It's about making your house look nice. It's what it really is. If you grew up in any kind of a neighborhood, there was always that one house that they didn't. And, like, after a while, it either became like, oh, that's a drug house, or someone was murdered. Like, that, seriously. Look, think of every single time you have seen, like, a haunted house picture, or of, like, this is where John Wayne Gacy killed people. Where is it always? You got stuff growing up the side of the house. You got the yard looks like you could probably hide a few bodies in it now. That's weird.
Yeah, ghosts and murderers are too busy with the other stuff than they are manicuring their lawn. So if you see a nice lawn, statistically, you won't be murdered inside of it. That's all I'm guessing. Statistically. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. There might be someone who just multitasks. I don't know. But statistically, if there's a nice yard out front, the house looks decent, you're probably going to survive dinner. Just maybe.
Well, and I think a lot of that reason is because when you mow your grass, you got time to sit there and think about all those things that make you angry, but you got time to talk. Like, you're sitting there talking in your head, and you're like, man, I'm getting really sick of my boss doing this. I swear I could. By the end of it, you're like, I'm too tired to do anything about it. So I'm going to go inside, drink some beer.
It keeps the voices at bay.
It really does. Yeah. It gives you a chance to talk with the voices and really come to a nice conclusion. It works for me, at least. That's what... People always ask me, like, man, you mow your grass on Fridays every week. I'm like, that's because it keeps me from going to a bar and killing somebody. That's really what it is.
It keeps the weekend safe.
Yes, because you don't want to go. You don't want to go to jail on Friday. It's really a killer for your weekend.
That's true. It is true.
They don't serve beer in jail anymore.
Not anymore. Thanks, Obama.
Wow, Jesus Christ!
I got to blame for something. I'm just saying.
No, because
I'm just saying there's somebody out there who unironically agreed with that. They're like, that's about I'm joking, but he's like, I know.
Yeah, dude,
I know.
He's got a Trump bumper sticker a Confederate flag on the back of his truck. I guarantee it right now. There's somebody that went, hell yeah, why is this guy defending him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Our final question for the show. Thank you all for being here. Again, if you have any other questions, you have something you want to contribute, have us wax poetic. That's probably the fanciest word I'm going to use this whole show. If you want us to hear us, just send it to the page, message, put it on the wall. I don't care. And so, but right now we're going to go to our last question for the day. What is it?
All right. This is our last question. So, of course, we're going to call this the last call.
Woo!
Last call for the bar. I'll soon be leaving. While she's waiting.
I got to stop drinking. It says, Dear Jake, I was hoping you could settle an argument I've been having with my brother-in-law. He claims that MMA is a better sport than boxing. I'm a bit of an old school guy. When I see a couple guys hugging on the ground, I just can't abide that sort of nonsense. What do you think's better, Jake? These karate boys are actual men standing up and fighting like men. Okay. First of all, you fighting like men in the sense that you're trying to put it is not MMA. That is one of the weirdest things that I hear people are like, that's how men. No, men fight outside of a bar in a parking lot.
Well drunk.
Yeah, there's not a guy there to referee me and be like, hey, don't punch him in the dick. No, there's not that guy.
Dick punch is required, I think.
Yeah, right. Hey, you gotta fight somehow.
It's the law of fighting.
Hey, if he's 100 pounds heavier than you, you go for the part that he hasn't seen in a while. And plus like that, it's nice because he's like, oh, hey, it is still there. But I'm like, I guess, do you watch a lot of MMA?
I don't watch a lot of it. I used to watch a lot more. Here's why. Here is why MMA is better than boxing. I'll just say it in general. It's one answer. The answer is Parkinson's. That's why. You ever seen Muhammad Ali later on in his life? The man who was the world champion, who was one of the best of all time, took so many blows
like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Took so many blows to the head that it helped onset Parkinson's. Okay, you know why? Because in boxing, especially back in the day, I hope it's better now, but I don't know. Back in the day, unless you were knocked out, they didn't stop the fight. So if you took 30 blows to the head until you reached the ground, they're like, no, he's fine. He's fine. MMA has rules. You have so many rules there's so many things for unanswered shots to the head. Right. If you take a number of shots to the head and they can tell you're not defending, the referee will physically pull the guy off of you. Right. That right there does not, I'm not saying it doesn't, but for the longest time, it didn't exist in boxing. So if you're putting on gloves and you're swinging at a guy's head and you're going to beat Parkinson's into him, no, it's not as good as MMA where the gloves are smaller and there are rules and there is a shorter round system. You know, if you don't like it, it's fine, but don't act like the other one isn't a fight. They're both fights, but one of them won't land you in a retirement home. That's all I'm saying.
I was going to say, I think my biggest thing that really gets me with boxing is there's 85 leagues.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. There's 19 heavyweight champions.
Yeah. Welterweight, featherweight, lightweight, cruiserweight.
Yeah. Each one of them, there's 15 different championships because every single company that's MB, GB, UB, they all have a heavyweight champion. I guess it's the point that you're like, I don't even know who.
Yeah, you have to specify whose world title they have. They have to, the WBF, the WWW. You got to put all the fucking letters in there. Yeah. And you got to do this. You got to do all these letters.
At a point, you sound like you're just saying the ABC.
Oh, yeah. You're just like this. You're like, well, this guy's heavyweight champion. Well, he's the heavyweight champion of the ABC. This guy's heavyweight champion of the BCF. You're like, can I buy a vowel? What's going on here? What am I doing here? I'm buying a vowel. I'm looking at Vanna White, who's surprisingly hot for her age. Point is, I want to know where I can get some letters. What does this even mean? This guy's a featherweight in the so-and-so? Okay. Is that only, is the title only valid in Guam? What's going on here? I don't know. Yeah. It's got too complicated. And to be fair, MMA is going there. MMA, every little rinky-dink league gets a $2,000 belt made. Right. They put it up there. They're fighting in a makeshift dog kennel at a fairground in Paducah, and they're like, "Oh, I got a world champion." You got a world champion.
Anybody on the show that's listening right
now
from
Paducah. Yeah,
we don't need hate mail from Paducah.
I'm sure you have a great park, but the point is, yeah, they're getting that point.
Fat Jimmy as the heavyweight champion is not exactly
world
ending
champion.
up on Showtime.
Yeah, world champion. Yeah, you get to me when you get a prelim match in UFC. Talk to me how you're a world champion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of stuff like with the boxing and stuff is boxing lost all the names.
Yes,
I mean, all the good boxers went to MMA.
Okay, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, who is at one point a really great boxer, somehow a politician, and a little bit of a bigot. I'm not going to lie. It's a weird combination. Floyd Mayweather only comes out now to do random matches, but the reality is...
Who actually hasn't fought a legit boxing match till he went against the MMA guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, yeah. But they were like, okay, let's talk about... who are the names? Well, you had Mike Tyson chewing ears, getting face tattoos, and buying houses for his tigers.
Yeah, but that was like 15, 20 years ago.
Exactly. That was
they haven't had a single person.
Tyson has not fought. Tyson has not fought since, 2002, 2003. He officially retired. I mean, he's more of he's got a cartoon show since then, okay? Yeah. So, yeah, the names-wise, I mean, George Foreman's doing grills. Muhammad Ali's gone. Tyson is more of an icon in mainstream than he is in boxing. Who do you have left outside of Mayweather, who's retired, by the way?
Right. And I think MMA's going the same way because they lost so many. I mean, you had those for years. You had the Conor McGregor who was going on that long streak and was like the guy. But other than that, you didn't really have...
Then he started wearing... a fur coat and went crazy. The John Jones method. And
come on. The John Jones method is
that's drugs.
Get in a fight and do cocaine.
That's drugs. That's drugs.
How dare you put Conor McGregor in there?
Yeah, like right now with UFC, and I may be going on a tangent here, but UFC, talk about UFC, I don't know who the world champion is right now. I'm not saying I follow it religiously, but I cannot, off the top of my head, name the heavyweight champion. I used to be able to.
Right?
When it was Brock Lesnar, Shane Carwin, Cain Velasquez. I knew who they were. Who's the world champion now? I have no idea.
Even back when you had guys like Chuck Liddell.
Tito Ortiz.
Forrest Griffin.
Stephen Bonner.
Yeah, I mean,
even those guys are... Even those guys...
Chael Sonnen?
Chael Sonnen. Oh, my...
Sonnen.
Sonnen. My God, Chael Sonnen.
I mean, back then, you used to have where, like, every pay-per-view was, like, the WrestleMania of MMA, and where now it's like, it's Britney versus Karen.
It's got to that point.
Like, all right, who are these people?
It's got to the point where, and really because... And I think it's
they're all ironically moving over to pro wrestling.
And I think what it is it's sort of that it grows so fast and the turnover is so quick. Yeah. Back in the day, Dan Severn and Ken Shamrock went for years. The Gracies went for years. Now you have a guy like Forrest Griffin Forrest Griffin's done. Yeah. Forrest Griffin was in like 05 and he's gone. You get maybe 5, 6, 7 years out of a major career. Yeah. Anderson Silva, what's he doing? I don't know. He was really big for a while. Yeah. So the turnover is to the point where you can't create new stars.
Even a guy like Conor McGregor, who I believe is going to be having a fight here, I believe later this year.
Oh, yeah.
Is going to be having a fight. He hasn't actually fought in a UFC in over 2 years.
Yeah.
Because he was training for the match with Mayweather.
Yep.
And then lost his mind a little bit and almost went to jail. And now he's back to fight some guy.
Some guy, yeah, that's the problem. You get the stars, but you have
so I guess
some guy.
To answer your guy, you and your brother-in-law's question, I think you're both right, but I think you're both wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, there really is no one's better than the other. If he likes boxing, then hey, he can pay the $45 to see Fat Boy Jim compete for the WBGQR STUV championship. And you can go watch Conor McGregor beat up
Joe Blow. Who the hell? I mean,
Joe Santo.
The difference is it's two sports where grown people face other grown people who no one knows who anyone is for a belt that probably doesn't matter. I mean, that's really what it is. It's like if every wrestling show is an independent show. Mm-hmm. Who the hell? I mean, no offense, but unless it's your guy in your hometown, who the hell knows who anybody is?
Right?
That's what it's becoming. Unless you're in UFC or unless you're the top boxer right now, who the hell? Who the hell knows where any of these guys are? I don't know any of them.
I mean, that's the biggest thing right now. So, I also do, if you want to have a fight like men, I vote we start a bar fight league.
Yeah, that could work.
Just two dudes show up at a bar.
Mhm.
One makes fun of the other one's girl, and then
right.
it's on in the parking lot. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'd pay $45 a month to watch it.
That'd be fun. That would be fun to watch.
Right?
Yep.
Two dudes just get drunk and just start throwing punches.
And really, it's really easy production. All you have to do is get the guys from Live PD to show up. Just turn the cameras on. Let them go. Just let it go. That's all you got to do.
I love the random plug for Live PD.
Oh, I don't even watch the damn show, but I know what it is. Like,
it's fantastic.
It's just cops with the webcam, but still.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It is. Just do that. You have your own production. Just let it go. And like Big Rick versus Jimmy Jack, and just let them go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that'd be
sponsored by Live PD on A&E.
You want to talk about
10
real
o'clock
fight
on Friday nights.
You want to talk about real fight? That's a real fight.
Yeah,
Two guys slightly buzzed talking about their tattooed woman. Oh, you don't talk about Cindy that way. That'd be way funnier. That'd be way better than two professional athletes. Professional athletes are great, but like I'd rather watch two drunk rednecks beat the tar out of each other in a bar. I think that'd be funnier. I think that'd be more entertaining, personally.
I would watch it every Friday night. Like I said, I'd pay $45 a month just to watch. Have at the end of the month, you have a big tournament, $45. Everybody that's won a bar fight that month then gets into a giant brawl fight. The guy that walks out gets a month free beer.
20 men in and 1 man leaves.
And he gets the drink for free.
He is the drunkest of them all.
Yes.
Oh, that could be fun.
Bar King.
Bar King.
Bar King. Friday nights.
That's right.
On A&E after Duck Dynasty.
That's one. right after reruns of Duck Dynasty. TLC. We know our audience.
All right. Well, I believe that is our first episode of the new and improved Hillbilly Therapy with Jake Hill and
Dan Fraley.
You guys have a great night. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.